The certified letter arrived on a crisp autumn morning, its edges sharp against the worn kitchen table. At 35, I never imagined inheriting Grandpa's farm would thrust me into a battle for survival. The letterhead bore the Sycamore Heights HOA logo, its message cold and unequivocal. They own the mineral rights to my land. My coffee cooled as I reread the words, nausea rising. Grandpa had been in the hospital that April, recovering from a stroke. How could he have signed anything? Chapter 1. The Farm's Soul. The 15-acre plot in Willow Creek wasn't just soil. It was legacy. Grandpa's hands had shaped every furrow, every peach tree. After his funeral, I'd traded my city accounting job for overalls, finding solace in the rhythms of the land. Now, the HOA's claim felt like a violation. Their president, Margaret Holloway, dismissed my protests. The agreement is binding. Her clipped tone echoed long after she hung up. That night, I dug through Grandpa's filing cabinet. The 1963 deed explicitly stated mineral rights stayed with the property. But county records told a different story. A transfer signed by Grandpa on April 15, 2022. The signature was off, the loops in his T absent. Hospital records confirmed he'd lacked grip strength until mid-May. Forged. Chapter 2. Unlikely Allies. Elaine Watson, my neighbor from Sycamore Heights, became my first ally. Margaret's wanted your land since the development began, she whispered, eyes darting to her HOA-monitored flower beds. Her warning crystallized my resolve. A midnight visit to the county clerk revealed more. The transfer was notarized by Judith Holloway, Margaret's sister-in-law. Frank, the clerk, muttered. There've been whispers about those too. Chapter 3. The Network. Desperate, I reached out to retired attorney James Rodriguez and geology professor Clara Wilson. Together, we pieced together the truth. The limestone claim was a ruse. The real prize? A proposed highway exit through my eastern field, set to inflate Sycamore Heights property values by 30%. Margaret's greed masked a larger scheme. Sarah Thompson, a blogger and HOA dissident, joined us. They've been siphoning funds for years, she said, sharing bank records showing $200,000 missing. The HOA's facade of legitimacy crumbled. Chapter 4. Showdown. The media became our weapon. I stood atop my tractor, flanked by neighbors as cameras rolled. Professor Wilson debunked the limestone myth. Ordinary farmland. Grandpa's hospital records and forged signature flashed on screens. Margaret's rage was palpable. You'll never win, she shrieked as deputies arrested her. Yet the fight wasn't over. That night, bulldozers lurked near my orchard. Sarah's call came frantic. They're here. But Sycamore Heights residents arrived first, shovels in hand, ready to defend the land they'd come to cherish. Chapter 5. Rebirth. The court ruled in our favor, but victory was bittersweet. Margaret's downfall exposed the HOA's rot, uniting the community. Together, we transformed the contested field into a farmer's market and community garden. Tourists flocked to Willow Creek's new heart, where city and country converged. Commissioner Taylor, Margaret's replacement, approached me at the market. Your grandfather knew this land's true value, she said, nodding at children chasing butterflies. I smiled, recalling Grandpa's words. The tallest oak was once a small nut that held its ground. Epilogue legacy. Years later, the farm thrives. The highway, rerouted to preserve the fields, brought visitors, not destruction. Sarah's blog chronicles our fight, a testament to collective courage. And every spring, I plant peaches where Grandpa taught me, roots deep, eyes on the horizon. The HOA sought minerals but unearthed something richer, a community's soul.